I'm Mark.
And I'm Jerry. And we are the Military Collectibles Shop. So, it's been a while since we were able to do one of these because we've had a bunch of just crap going on. Sometimes life gets in the way of fun stuff like military stuff. But welcome to our third season of What's New at the Military Collectibles Shop. So whether you're here for the first time or you're a subscriber, we love subscribers, welcome. Thanks for being along this journey with us. We've actually gotten just a bunch of stuff in the shop lately, so we're only going to go over kind of a smattering of it now, but hopefully we'll be able to do more of these videos because we love the feedback that we get from all of you, that you like seeing the stuff. We like sharing the stuff with you. We love talking about military stuff. So let's talk about some military stuff.
Well, what do we got here?
A bunch of stuff. Oh, first, let me start with an addendum. I was informed by a very knowledgeable person that this armband is indeed crap, that the pattern never actually existed. He's a Frycore expert, and I do trust his word, so it's a fake. So that will go in the fake pile. Sometimes that happens. The important thing is to move on. Everybody buys fakes at some point, you know, so if, you know, the best thing to do is just learn from it, move on. Forget about it, don't sweat it. It's part of the hobby. It's a sucky part of the hobby, but it happens to all of us. So anybody who says, oh, I've never bought fakes, they're either lying to you or they're lying to themselves. All right.
All right.
Off my soapbox.
Okay, let's see. We got this really nice German flight helmet with the throat mics. So you know, the headphones and the cord is nice. It's nice and flexible. And if you have a Messerschmitt, you can plug that right in.
That'd be awesome.
And it looks like it'd be warm. Might need to wear this later.
Yeah, snow's coming. All right, got a 3rd Division U.S. helmet. This is actually the decaled version, not the version that Audie Murphy would have worn. So this dates probably to Korea or, you know, a little thereafter, but still a nice example with the original 3rd Division, the Rock of the Marne. The stripes actually represent the different rivers that they crossed in World War I. The blue stripes. I don't know what the white stripes represent.
All right, I got a fireman's helmet. Luftwaffe fireman's helmet.
That's cool.
That's great.
So a lot of times these guys were at air bases and stuff, you know, so if things blew up, they could put out the fire. My cousin's actually a firefighter near the Oshkosh airport, whatever. Wherever the EAA is up in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, flying, that's where their fire station's backed right up against there.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Jamie. Okay, in no particular order. Got a neat scrapbook with the guy's dog tag, bunch of papers and U.S. stuff he collected along the way, photos of him, some wartime bits and pieces, and just a real nice, you know, kind of typical scrapbook. He actually drove a wrecker, which is cool. My great uncle Joe drove a wrecker in World War II. So it's kind of neat to see some of the wrecker stuff. There's some really cool wrecker, which is basically like a giant tow truck. My uncle used to tell me that he drove every single tank that the Americans and the Germans had in World War II, because that was kind of his job, to go after the battle and clean up, you know, pick up all the tanks and stuff, get them back, refurbish them, and get ours back into business. And
did they send the Germans ones back to the Germans?
Yeah, fixed them up and gave them back to the Germans. It was only fair sporting.
All right, we got an M40 Luftwaffe helmet. Nice liner. chin strap is a little broken. I'm sure magic can be applied to it and it'll be restored magically.
Partial chin strap.
Yeah, well, it seems to be all there, just that it's...
oh yeah, it actually is all there. It's just not one unit.
Yeah.
It's the rare 3-piece chin strap.
So, that's cool.
Yeah, that is. And I like helmets. Okay, this is actually kind of cool in that sort of lame way. It's a pair of shoes, but it's U.S. Army quartermaster shoes, still in the original box.
Wow.
Just your size. If you wear a 9.5E. But that you know, kind of neat to find new old stock. You know, now this is from 1955, not World War II, but still U.S. Army quartermaster contract. Just gem mint. So if you're doing your quartermaster display, or you like feet, those are for you.
All right, we got another helmet. This used to be an M40 helmet, but it was rejected. And so the Germans, instead of scrapping the helmets after they were tested, they ran this bead around it so it wouldn't be sent out and used for combat duty. And it was issued to the Luftschutz people. You know, and
Neat variant.
wow.
We'll see the Luftschutz guys with these. Sometimes you'll see the police guys with, you know, wearing these helmets. So kind of cool. We got in a bunch of U.S. Army patches. Mark had bought a whole set of armored, various armored, numbered ones. Got the people nicely bagged up according to kind of what they were. Armored corps, armored units, some of the later armored brigades. You know, the wartime ones, some tank destroyers. My uncle, I was just talking about, he was actually in the tank destroyers. That's part of the First Army. More armored. Then I got some other patches. Again, just a real smattering Army Air Force ones. Some more armored. A couple interesting ones. Early Air Force pattern one. Some more tank destroyer ones. Some early greenback ones. 32nd Division, Red Arrow. These are neat. First Army, kind of blue for
Infantry?
infantry. Wow, that was an easy one.
You were looking for white for
I was, yeah,
infantry?
right. And this kind of salmon color. I don't think it's actually a faded red. I think it's actually the salmon, or that kind of pinky. Not completely sure. Another armored patch. This one's what they call a woolly. It's got kind of a rougher wool edge, almost like you see on the World War I patches. A lot of guys like these patches. They're kind of cool. And then a couple. This is a 17th Airborne patch, and this is kind of cool. It's the German-made one, so it's kind of like done in Bevo. So it's like reverse colors.
So that may have been after the war?
Maybe. And then actually with it came some, there's a airborne oval. With it came some German stuff, some Luftwaffe, some of that Luftwaffe stuff.
Is that the German waffle iron on the front of that
German
patch?
Luftwaffe maker. Nice early enamel party pin. These are always fun to get. Cap Eagle, Army Cap Eagle, and an aluminum SS buckle. So a nice combat buckle, dated 1937. So earlier aluminium one, and some other, one of the mine flags.
Oh, so they have mimes out there?
All right, little stick pin, veteran stick pin. All right, so that was one nice pile of stuff.
Hey, I got another fire police helmet. The chin strap is missing, but yeah, fire police.
You know, yeah, a common helmet maybe, but you know, for beginning collectors, it's still a great example of a nice double decal helmet that you can see a lot of guys wearing in photos. You know, they did their part for Germany. I mean, Germany was getting bombed to smithereens, so a lot of these guys were putting out the fires in the buildings, you know, rescuing people. Kind of a bad job to be a fireman in Germany. Then some American GI comes by and takes your dagger and helmet. Okay. Speaking of piping and colors we don't know, when I initially bought this, I thought it was artillery. This is a early U.S. tunic. I forget the exact M number.
You said this is like dated?
It's dated 1895, but I think it's the 1882 pattern. I don't know. Our buddy Tom will know, and he'll be like, ugh.
We'll dub this in and guess some more. And...
Right, yeah. But anyways, it's an early tunic. And I thought this was red piping for artillery, but it's not. It's kind of a burgundy piping, or burgundy facings with white piping. So my next thought was medical, but then I remembered early on medical was actually green. So I think it might be ordnance, kind of an ordnance, whatever, maroon, wine, whatever color they call it. But a nice early tunic. It's got a really cool, you know, quartermaster stamp inside with the date. You know, we don't see a lot of these early, you know, early tunics. So I was tickled to get that one.
Well, keep going along to... We got a World War I U.S. helmet.
The Rolling W. I think that red is actually for artillery in this case.
Yes, in this case. And it's on both sides. And this one is missing the liner, which is very common. And it belonged to Ryan.
Oh, cool. What's up, Rai?
And it's got the original wire. Well, maybe not.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot where guys will attach that. You could have been hanging in the barn for 50 years. You know? Yeah, that's cool. Always painted helmets are always fun. I picked up some flags. I got a nice silk gold star, sadly a gold star service flag. I got a 32nd aviation flag from the late 50s. I believe this is dated 1957. So, and I think the 32nd aviation was actually part of the 32nd Division here in Wisconsin. And then a... Oh. Yeah, isn't that cool? I believe this is a Naval Reserve pennant. I think that's what that actually is. But kind of that wartime... This one's... well, yeah, it says Naval Reserve on it. When in doubt,
story checks out.
Read the flag. Yeah, I wasn't sure if there was a date on it. But it's kind of that World War II, you know, wool. So I'm calling it World War II. So I love flags. It's always nice to get a service flag that I don't have in my own collection.
All right. We had a World War I Pickelhaube. What is that?
Bavaria.
Bavaria.
Ach, Bavaria in the springtime?
And still got the liner. I don't think it'll fit me.
Yeah.
But
it won't even fit your puppet. Who knew even our puppets were fat? Okay, the chin strap on this one's a replacement, as are the cockades, which is not unusual because the German design of this whole chin strap thing was just dumb. You know, I bet it was falling off on the Germans all the time. But it's a nice wartime front plate, you know, spike and liner, nice leather spiked helmet, and Bavaria, not one you often see. The Texas of Germany, if you will.
Excellent. Excellent.
This is kind of cool. Actually, I think it's really cool. Got this from a friend of ours. It's a, well, seemingly a World War I tunic. But that's where you'd be wrong. This is actually a movie costume that was made up specifically for the 1928 silent film Riley in the Rainbow Division, which was released in the UK as Flappers in Khaki. So this is actually a movie tunic, and what's interesting about this, besides that it's a movie tunic and it's got like really weird shaped pockets and everything, that they actually took the time to tailor up a tunic when after the war there must have been hundreds of tunics just laying around. But this one actually has a Los Angeles tailor label, and it's named inside to the principal actor. Here, let's hold that. Thank you. Creighton Hale. So, and it's dated 25. So, yeah, Creighton was a famous silent movie actor. He's got all kinds of movies to his credit. If anybody actually knows where I can find a copy of the movie, that's one that seems to be fairly elusive. Again, either the Riley in the Rainbow Division or Flappers in Khaki, if you're of the British persuasion. If anybody has it either on 16mm or if you know where there's a digital copy somewhere, I'd like to see the movie. Apparently, two guys joined the army and their fiancés dress up as soldiers to follow them along and all the crazy antics that ensue.
Wow. They get to kill Germans and
Right.
stuff. Okay, I have a couple of Department of Army pamphlet Vietnamese phrase books dated July 62. You know, so that would be convenient.
The Soviets shall lose the war. Nigidi Shovlak Shibaitran. There. So you've learned a little bit of Vietnamese for today.
Woohoo!
And a little something about the Russians. Going with the Vietnam theme, we got just a nice combat rig, load-bearing suspenders, butt pack, ammo belts, and canteen. Yeah. So that's, you know, that's always nice. We sell a lot of gear. You know, people like gear, kids like gear, campers like gear, hunters like gear.
And we have a German glass landmine. Shouldn't try and cook with these. This one looks like somebody might have used it as a small casserole dish, but they're nice to have.
Yeah, those sneaky Germans. You can't metal detect a glass mine, and I'll bet you that was pretty nasty when those blew up. Yeah. But an interesting piece, and very few survive. We actually had one year at the Show of Shows, and a guy came by and he bought it, and he's like, "Oh, I don't want to carry it around." So we put it behind the counter, or behind the tables in a box. We wrapped it all up, and then somebody like knocked a helmet over, and the helmet went flying, rolling, boom, right into the bin. It's like, oh my god! Thankfully, didn't break it.
After that, we took the explosives out.
Yeah. Got a real nice U.S. Navy gas mask in the bag, still sealed in the cellophane. So,
Wow.
hey Ethan, if you're watching, where you been, buddy? But that's kind of cool.
Looks like we picked up an M1 Garand bayonet.
He'd be right.
And it's not the cut-down version. UFH, United Fork and Hole. You know, so It's in nice shape.
Bayonets are always good to find. Doesn't really matter what country they're from.
And it's got the grips on it.
That's always nice. Yeah, no, it's a real nice clean one. The guy was actually, he served in Korea, so that was cool.
Too cold bayonet people.
Yeah. Okay, so like I said, we did get a lot more stuff. We actually bought a bunch of reproduction stuff, reenactor stuff. So we'll be going through that, and getting that on the website. So be sure to visit the website, www.militarycollectorshq.com, or if you can't remember that, it's militarycollectibleshop.com. I can't remember it. That's why we put it on the back of the shirt. Yeah,
what does
turn
my
around.
shirt say?
There you go. Go there, click on Mark, and okay, you can come back. And yeah, buy stuff. We're starting to get ready for the show of shows, so I'm starting to get really excited about it. We have a long way to go and a short time to get there. Getting everything ready for it, and we're still going through stuff. Ugh. Sometimes I think we're so far behind that I can see my own ass ahead of me, because that's how far behind we are. It's like, really? Is that what I look like from behind? Where did all my hair go? All right. Okay. So that's enough of this gibberish. Thank you for visiting us. We really, we do like doing these. We hope to keep doing them more and more. So again, subscribe, even if you don't like us, because there's always somebody who thumbs downs us. It's probably Ron. I'm sure it's him. And that's okay, because Abraham Lincoln said, you can't please everybody, or something like that. So
you got to please yourself.
Yeah. Immortal words of Abraham Lincoln. All right. So until next time, which hopefully won't be such a long lag in between these, I'm Jerry.
And I'm Mark.
And we are the Military Collectibles Shop.
Are we going to stop?
I'm pausing for dramatic effect.
Oh. I'll pause too.
And yeah. And now this is where the little subscription thing can come on the screen.
Ooh.
So people can subscribe.
Excellent.
All right. Now we're done.
All right. Now I can pull all the stuff that I threw all over the place.
Yep.